Level 1. Sarbaz the Private. You are 18 years old, and you have no choice. In Iran, military service is not a question, it is a sentence handed to every man when he turns 18. 2 years. That's what the government takes from you before your life begins. You arrive at the conscription center with a bag your mother packed. She folded your socks twice. She cried when she thought you couldn't see her. The base smells like burnt rice and motor oil. Your bunk is a metal frame with a mattress so thin you can feel the springs after the first night. The sergeant who processes you doesn't look at your face. You are a number now. You are Sarbaz, the lowest rank in the Artesh, Iran's conventional military. You are not a soldier yet. You are raw material. The days blur together fast. You wake at 5. You run in boots that tear the skin off your heels by the 3rd kilometer. You eat what they give you, and you do not complain. Complaining is noticed. Being noticed is dangerous. You learn to be invisible. You learn to move in groups and think alone. By the 3rd week, you stop counting the days. Counting makes it worse. Level 2. Sargord Vazif, the conscript sergeant. You survived the first year. That's not nothing. Some men break early, they fake illness, they beg for transfers, they write letters home every single day begging their families to pull strings. You don't. Maybe because you have no strings to pull. Maybe because you are too stubborn. Either way, you're still here, and the officers have noticed. Not with affection, with utility. They promote you to a minor supervisory role within the conscript system. You are still a conscript. But now you are the one telling other conscripts to stop crying. The power is small and strange. You have authority over men your own age who hate the same things you hate. You enforce rules you don't believe in. You do it anyway. You tell yourself it's just until your service is over. Everyone tells themselves that. Level 3. Daraban the Corporal. You decide to stay. This surprises you. It surprises your mother more. But the alternative, going home to a country with 30% youth unemployment, a collapsing rial, and no connections, feels worse than the structure you already know. You sign on as a professional soldier in the Artesh. You are now Daraban, Corporal, and for the first time, the military feels like a choice you made rather than one made for you. The training sharpens. You handle the G3 rifle until it becomes an extension of your hands. You run drills in the Zagros mountain range where the altitude burns your lungs and the temperature drops 40 degrees between noon and midnight. Your body stops fighting the discomfort and starts adapting to it. You are becoming something. You don't know what yet. Level 4. Guroban, the Sergeant. You have been in the Artesh for 4 years now. You know things that conscripts don't. You know which officers are corrupt, which ones are competent, and which ones are both. You know that the equipment is old American-made weapons from before the 1979 revolution, kept alive by Iranian engineers who improvise because they have no choice. You know that the Artesh is not the real power in this country. Everyone knows it, but no one says it. The real power wears a different uniform. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, runs parallel to everything. They have their own army, their own navy, their own air force, their own budget. They answer only to the supreme leader. You are not one of them, yet. A recruiter approaches you after a training exercise. He says nothing specific. He asks if you are a believer. You say yes. He nods and gives you a number to call. Level 5. Satvan the Lieutenant, IRGC. The IRGC selection process is different from anything in the Artesh. It is ideological before it is physical. They want to know what you believe not just in God, but in the revolution, in Khomeini's vision of Velayat-e-Faqih, in the absolute authority of the supreme leader over every aspect of Iranian life. You answer correctly, because by now you know which answers open doors. Your background is investigated. Your family is investigated. Your childhood friends are investigated. 3 months later, you receive your orders. You are Satvan, now second lieutenant in the IRGC. The uniform is different. The attitude in rooms is different when you wear it. People who ignored you before step aside. Artesh officers who outrank you by several grades still defer to you in ways that would seem strange if you hadn't already suspected it. You are inside the machine that runs Iran. Not at the controls, but inside. Level 6. Sarvan, the captain. You command a unit now, 60 men. You have deployed to Syria under the Quds Force Advisory Mission, Iran's regional projection arm, the long reach of the revolution across the Arab world. You are in Aleppo. The city is rubble, and the rubble is still smoking. Your role is officially advisory. You advise Hezbollah fighters on positioning and logistics. Unofficially, you are in the same streets they are. You hear the same explosions. You lose a man you trained for 8 months to a drone strike that lasts less than a second. You write his family a letter that says he died in service of the Islamic Republic. You do not describe what a drone strike does to a person's body. You fold the letter twice, the way your mother folded your socks, and you tell yourself this is what belief costs. You stay in Syria for 14 months. When you come back to Tehran, the city feels too quiet and too loud at the same time. Your wife says you don't sleep the same way anymore. She's right. You don't tell her why. Level 7. Sarhang the Colonel. You are 41 years old. You have survived 2 deployments. 1 near-miss assassination attempt on a convoy you were supposed to be in but missed by 20 minutes. And 3 internal IRGC investigations into your unit, not targeting you specifically, but close enough to make your hands sweat when your phone rings from unknown numbers. At this level, the politics are as dangerous as the combat. You navigate factions within the IRGC hardliners who want direct confrontation with the West, pragmatists who want the nuclear deal back, commanders loyal to specific generals with competing ambitions. You align yourself carefully. You speak in meetings only when you are certain of the room. You are good at reading rooms. It has kept you alive. Your salary is supplemented by access IRGC-linked construction contracts, import licenses, economic privileges that flow downward through the revolutionary system. You are not wealthy by Western standards. But in Iran, you are insulated. That insulation comes with a price you haven't fully calculated yet. Level 8. Sarlashkar, the Major General. Your name appears in Western intelligence reports. You know this because the IRGC's counterintelligence division tells you. They show you a redacted document, your name, your deployments, your suspected network of contacts. The Americans have been watching you for years, the Israelis longer. At this level, the threat is not from enemy combatants in a foreign city. The threat arrives silently, a bomb beneath a car, a sniper outside a restaurant, a poison that takes 3 days to work. Qasem Soleimani was Major General of the Quds Force. He knew they were watching him for years. He traveled anyway. He believed his stature was protection. In January 2020, a missile fired from an American drone killed him outside Baghdad airport. You think about this more than you admit. You vary your routes. You eat at different times. You never confirm your location on a phone. Your children live behind compound walls with guards who are also watching the guards. This is what power looks like from the inside. It looks exactly like a target. Level 9. Sepabad, the Supreme Commander. There are almost no seats at this level. The IRGC's top commanders are appointed by the Supreme Leader himself. Ali Khamenei holds that authority absolutely. To reach Sepabad, you do not climb a meritocracy. You survive one. Every man above you who fell to assassinations, to purges, to political realignments, to American sanctions that froze their assets and stranded their families, every one of them cleared a path you walked through without acknowledging it. You sit in rooms where decisions are made that will appear in foreign newspapers as acts of terrorism, as regional strategy, as Islamic resistance depending on who is writing. You are all of those things and none of them, depending on the day. The Supreme Leader calls you personally sometimes. You answer on the first ring, always. Your opinion is sought and occasionally taken. You have outlasted generals who were smarter than you, braver than you, more decorated than you. What you have that they didn't is patience, and the ability to make yourself essential without making yourself threatening. The revolution consumes men who shine too bright. You learn to give off just enough light. Now, at the very top of a military built on ideology rather than institution, you understand the final truth of this system. The IRGC does not exist to protect Iran from its enemies. It exists to protect the revolution from Iran. And you, after everything, after Syria and the sleepless nights and the letter you wrote to a dead soldier's family, you are the revolution now. Whether you believe in it anymore is a question you stopped asking a long time ago. Believing doesn't matter at this level. Surviving does. and you are still here.